Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki spiritual healer. And, it has been snowing here, pretty much all day here. And, I have my umbrella. It's back there in the back. So when I go out, those ice balls don't hit me upside the head from the trees. So, let's get into our message today. We're talking about the fowls of the air that God has given us and healing methods that we have derived using those methods. So I am an indigenous black person. My family is an indigenous black family. And again, my grandparents were sharecroppers and they were enslaved. So we have been using and farming and using the chickens and the fowls of the air in order to cleanse negative energy for thousands of years. Some of the rituals taken directly from the Cherokee Indians. So we have these traditions that have gone over around the world. We have people who use the eggs in order to cleanse negative energy. We have different cultures that have used the eggs in order to remove negative energy, return negative energy, in order to cleanse negative energy internally and externally, from the mind, body, from the soul, from those attacks that have been set out on you to stagnate you. So the egg is a very useful tool in removing the negative energy, and this is why I wanted to give some of you the understandings that these rituals have been used for many generations, have been used in cleansing methods. And just like we have these cleansing methods given to us by God, given to us by the use of the fowls of the air, then we also have those types of people who will use these types of cleanses, these types of fowls of the air, the eggs, and what is derived in a malevolent way. So, this is how we discern cleansing ourselves with the chicken. It is just more than chicken noodle soup. The vegetables that we chop up and put in our chicken noodle soup for cold and flu season. And it will definitely help you on the inside of your body. It will help you to build your immune system, to cleanse any kind of mucus, out of your body. It will help you to remove any kind of negative toxins that may be in your stomach, from any kind of attack sent upon you. So we are just talking about the methods that we use from and derive from the fowls of the air, the chicken, specifically the chicken. So I usually have a method that I use with the feathers. I can use the feathers. You will find a lot of indigenous cultures that take feathers from the fowls of the air and make, different kinds of head pieces with them, especially if they are indigenous people. So you can use them for that, but there are healing methods that I use the feathers in order to heal people from the fowls of the earth. So we want to also, and let me just revisit, the eggs first, because, again, there are different eggs. Sometimes I can use 6 eggs. Sometimes I like to use various colors of eggs in order to cleanse negative energy, from my clients. And so when I have been hired by a client, then one of the first things that I ask my clients to do is to, within the first 3 cleansings, I'm going to cleanse them with an egg. So, I will tell them what color of egg that I want. So these are some of the ways that you can use the eggs as a cleansing, and you have to be experienced. Your practitioner will have to be culturally experienced in how to remove negative energy using the eggs. So, and looking a little bit further, as an indigenous person, my family has been using the chicken feet for a very long time. And again, you have to be very experienced in how to use the chicken feet in order to remove negative energy. And we want to always make sure that we understand that every part of the chicken has been used in order to remove this negative energy. Every part of the chicken has been used in order to identify, negative individuals, in our vicinity, to cleanse the space, from neighbors, from family members that are sending those frequencies, from those people who are attacking us with the evil eye, from those people who are, sending that frequency that they, are narcissists and they want to stay in the shadows. This will expose those types of individuals when we are cleansing ourselves, and when we know who those persons are in our lives. We can deal with those persons as we see fit, especially with the chicken feet. It will get rid of negative energy. And again, you'll have to be experienced in how to, use the chicken feet in order to get rid of negative energy. And now we are understanding that, there are a lot of ways that you can use the chicken, and God has sent us down the fowls of the air in order to discern negative energy, in order to heal ourselves with the chicken, in order to heal ourselves from the ground, where people have tried to stagnate us in life. So we also are able to use the bones of the chicken. We are able to use the bones in the chicken. You are not to use those inside of your home. You are not to use these bones inside of, your residence. Only people who are spiritual and know how to use these bones can use these bones to remove negative energy. So when you are finding that, a person is experienced in this way, and how to use negative, remove the negative energy, and how to use the bones inside of the home, it is a negative thing in order for you to do that inside of the home. It should be done, outside, so that negative energy is not, attacking the person, the client. Okay, so that negative energy is released outside, not inside of a space or a home. So we have to have that understanding. And again, there are only certain people who know how to use this type of cleansing to remove the negative energy from a person. So now that we have a definite understanding, there are different ways that, and we'll discuss different ways and cultures that have used these types of ways, for a malevolent purpose. And, we have, certain cultures in the Latin culture that will use the entire chicken in order to, spray blood over the client. So we do not want to wash ourselves in blood in any kind of form or way. We want to remove that negative energy, by not washing ourselves in blood. We should, that is not a good thing, to wash yourself in blood, or, spread blood over the person. That is more of a sacrifice. And it will, send, even further negative energy upon the client. But, people wonder why the negative energy is not removed from them, because they have these types of practices. And when you are removing this type of negative energy from a client who has been done like this, then you want to use egg cleanse in order to remove that kind of spiritual attachment that they have allowed someone to perform over their life. And these are just some of the chicken cleanses and methods that we have been using for thousands of years in order to cleanse negative energy. I have been giving my clients different kinds of cleanses, and for even more malevolent, energy that has been sent and hired by spiritual narcissists, then that's what we are using our spiritual chicken foot for, to remove and undo those types of attacks upon clients. So, we have our spiritual ways of removing negative energy and healing with the fowls of the earth. Everything that God has given to us is a healing and a mercy, and we can use it in order to detect and remove negative energy from our environment, from, clients, from our body, from our space, from our home, internally and externally. So I thought that, this would be a great way for me to cover this, while we are discerning the earth, and we're at the end of our discernment. And as we move into, the water, and discerning the water element, and this is how we purify a lot of the negative energy using the fowls of the air. And there are many different healing methods that you will have to have and be experienced at using these methods, besides, just using the egg cleanse. So I hope that you've understood this. Those of you who are traditionally using the egg cleanse to remove negative energy, when you become immune to that, your body will become immune to it, and you will have to move to a progressive method. And, there are only certain people who God has given the knowledge, the ancient knowledge, to, in order to use the chicken foot to remove the negative energy. Chicken feet is a very great way to remove negative energy from, clients, from people who have been attacked in a certain way, in stagnation, in the evil eye, those people who have been sent black matter to their finances. The chicken feet is a progressive method in order to remove those types of higher spirits and attacks upon clients and upon people. So I hope that you received this message. Please like, share, and subscribe to me. Leave a comment for me. Donate to my channel. Book your one-on-one life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions, so that I can acclimate a gift to your situation. If you have been attacked in a progressive method, I thank you all for your support. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.